I'm sorry, I forgot that I was not recording. So on the 4 regulatory principles, if we say that one of the regulatory principles is no intoxication, right? So we have to understand that what it is saying is no intoxication. That is, you should not get into an inebriated state where,
Right. So this is a body that Krishna has.
you should not get into a state where your mind is not functioning properly and your intelligence has lost its power to discriminate. You should not reach that stage, by consuming stuff that makes you intoxicated. So intoxication we normally associate with alcohol, but you can get intoxicated on many things. You can just get intoxicated on the fact that I am something. I am holding a designation. I have a position. I'm a CEO. I'm very rich. I'm very beautiful. Those things can also intoxicate us, right? Because I remember asking my spiritual master when I first came to Krishna consciousness, I was taking some homeopathic medicine. Now, homeopathic medicines are soaked in alcohol. So I asked him this question, and I said that, Guru Maharaj, should I take these medicines or not? These have got alcohol because of the 4 negative principles. He did not answer my question. He just came back and asked me a question in return. He said, do you get intoxicated? See, that's the point. Do you get intoxicated with taking homeopathic pill? If you're getting intoxicated, then don't have them. If you're not getting intoxicated, look at the bigger picture. You're having those medicines to take care of your body, right? So if you're taking care of your body, Krishna is not that mean God. We have a loving relationship with him. He will understand, right? Sometimes the dog, you have to take medicines. So because of the medicines, you have to eat something, right? Idea again is this human body. Athato Brahma Jigyasa is the first Vedanta Sutra. Vedanta Sutras are summaries from the Vedas, right? Written in aphorism. Aphorism means that in a very few short words, you will try to speak the essence. So Atato Brahma Jigyasa means that, now is the time for you to think about the Brahman, to find out who is Brahman. And what is this now? What does it mean that now is the time, right? So that is what aphorisms will do. They'll just tell you a little bit. Now to understand that completely, you go to a spiritual master and ask them to explain, or go read the Vedas. The choice is yours, depending on how much time that you have. So Atato Brahma Jigyasa means that now that you've got this human body, you have to do Brahma Jigyasa. Some people might just say, oh, this is Ekadasi, I'm going to do 64 rounds. And then, after 16, it's like, why did I even make that promise? And then you're drooping, and now it's night and you have not done the 64 rounds and you're feeling bad. So all the day, instead of thinking of Krishna, it was just like, I need to do this by this time. I need to do this by this time. So any goals that you set in devotional service should be smart, right? They should be simple. They should be measurable. They should be achievable. They should be reachable, and then they should be timely, right? So set appropriate goals for yourself. Devotional service is joyfully performed, right? We said devotional service is joyfully performed. So where is the joy, right? So you should not lose that joy part of it. The joy, I'm doing it happily for Krishna. I'm doing it happily for Krishna. Now, if I have got a body where if I don't eat anything, I get an acid reflux, what chanting will you do? If the stomach is, hurting so bad because of the acids inside it, right? So for everyone, it will be different. So we don't have to copy others. And that is why sometimes you need a spiritual master to guide us on what is right and what is wrong for me. So only if your health permits should you do these kinds of activities. Because remember, Atato Brahma Jigyasa, we are in a bigger project. These are smaller things like that. So are we clear?
Yes, thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, all right. Happy Ekadasi.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So these Ekadashis are not. Yeah. I mean, these are little things that we do. These are see why we keep a fast. I mean, there's a very nice lecture by Amrin Prabhu on Ekadashi. He addresses it from the scientific perspective, ritualistic perspective, all this perspective. But the bottom line is, why in devotional service are we asked to fast, right? So what we're trying to do is do some sense control. I have to control my senses because we eat like nobody's business and like pigs, so to speak. I mean, I remember, and we eat unconsciously. We eat completely unconsciously. Um, I had once gone to a meditation, that this is like 10, 12 years, easily 12, 13 years ago. I had gone to a meditation camp, and they were teaching you how to meditate and be present in the moment. And so the lady had a little box of raisin, this tiny box of raisin. And then to all of us, she said, she passed the box around and she said, each one of you take 3 raisins, like 3 kishmish in your hands. And so she gave me I took the 3 kishmish, and then for all of us, she said, okay, you to do that. And then she said, take out one and put it in your mouth. So you took one and you put it in the mouth. And then she said that follow my instructions very carefully, move your tongue around your mouth and see how does it taste? Where is it in your mouth? Move your tongue around it a little bit to get the texture of the raisin, like that, right? And so she walked us through that, and she said, now you slowly press, take it to your teeth and slowly press it, right? And then slowly chew it, and then you gulp it down. So those were her instructions. And after that, she said that share your reflections. So during the time of the reflections, we had a nurse also with us, and she said, well, when I took the raisins, and even before your class started, I didn't even know my hand went like that, and I had already gulped it down. So we eat like that, without thinking, without doing anything. So that's why we have all these measures there that first offer it to Krishna, because while Krishna is eating, you won't start eating it, right? So we are doing sense control, right? And also, my reflection at that time was that one raisin is enough. I was of the habit that, of course, this is a land of plenty, USA. You go to Costco, you get a big bag of raisins, you put your hand inside it, and then you take one fistful and you shove them in your mouth. And before you know, it's all gone, right? And you didn't even taste it. But being present in the moment and, spending the time with one raisin, my thing was, oh my goodness, I didn't know that one raisin can give you so much of sweetness. So it's all about sense control, not eating like a hog. So now I went to this program. So I was now I was educated on how to eat, with being present in the moment, eat slowly and things like that. And then I went to my friend's place, and so she, very nice friend, she had invited me for dinner. So we went there, and before dinner she had some snacks, because it was still early in the evening. I think she had potato chips or something like that. So she takes out a bag, she puts the potato chips straight from the bag into it, and then she offers the whole bowl to us, like that, right? Like, take your chips. And the funny thing was, like, no offering to Krishna, nothing, right? So anyway, I'm mentally offering it. And as I'm mentally offering it, she's saying, this thing happened all in one gesture, like, here, take this. And she puts her hand inside it, puts a few in her mouth, and and in the mind, I'm offering that bowl to Krishna. So, it's like, Krishna. This is what we do unconsciously. But here in the Shastras, you see how we tell you about how Atithi, even if somebody comes to you without any appointment, Atithi means without any date, right? You see, I'm going out on a date, I have a play date and all that. What does it mean? That it's an organized thing that you're doing. You have set a date for doing this, right? So Atithi is one who comes to your place without a date, without giving you a date, without an appointment, shows up in your door. But how do you even treat the Atithi? You'll have them, you'll sit them down, you'll offer them food. And you see so many stories in Bhagavatam that a person eats the food after everybody has eaten, and not while you're offering it, but something goes in the mouth. So that's why we say, all right, you are a hog. So you learn, you sit down and you do some fasting. Like every Ekadasi, you do some fasting. Every Monday, you do some fasting. Friday, you do some fasting. Birth of this person, you do the fasting. Because, what we're trying to do is, like, exalted person, Bhaktivinoda Thakur's disappearance day is coming. We will fast on that day. Why? Because he was such an exalted soul. He had control of his senses. Let me also try to practice that. Because what we are doing is sadhana bhakti. But through these little practices, we learn how to overcome all the temptations that come into our life. And when it starts, the first verse of Updesh Amrita, nectar of instruction says Vacho Vegam, Udarapasta Vegam, Divya Vegam, right? Manasa Krodha Vegam. So it's talking about all these things, the forces of our senses. Veg means a force that kind of forces us to do something. And it starts with the tongue, right? So first you satisfy your tongue, and then it goes to the belly, and then it goes to the genitals. So if you learn how to control your tongues, your genitals will get controlled. That's how it is, right? If you eat indiscriminately, you'll have to run to the bathroom. You see? So all these things are just methods for you to control your senses and your mind, right? So that ultimately the mind can be focused on Krishna. That is what the ultimate goal is. Now, in that process, you are trying to focus your mind on Krishna on Ekadasi day, and your stomach is growling and there is acid inside it. How will you focus? It's better to drink some water. Because what happens to us is that we can get into the pride that I'm doing this, I have achieved this, I have done this, like that. And I told you the story of a Brahmana, right, who used to go to the for Mangala Aarti every day. Right, did not spoil it, did not miss it for years and years and years. And then one day on Ekadashi, he's oversleeping, right, and not able to go. Of all the days on Ekadashi, he does it. And then somebody wakes him up, shakes him and wakes him up, and he looks around, there's nobody there. So obviously in his dream, somebody has shaken him up. He runs there just in time and attends the Ekadashi. But he's very perplexed as to who shook me up like that. And then, so he doesn't know, ask somebody around, nobody was there, nobody had shaken him. So in the night before he goes to sleep, he just says, whoever shook me up, please come in my dream and reveal yourself to me. I want to say thank you to you for, letting me keep my promise. And then Maya comes in his dreams and he says that, I am Maya and I woke you up. And he was like, what? Maya, you did that? I mean, you are the one who takes us away from devotional service. Thank you so very much. You did that to me. She said, no, I did not do it for that. You had the pride in you that I have gone to every Mangala Aarti without break. And I wanted to sustain that pride. So this day you were going to lose it. You were not going to go, I woke you up. Please go and please continue your pride. So you see, pride is one of the enemies of the mind. Pridelessness is one of the qualities of a devotee, right? So you go attempt and do whatever you can do as much as you can fast. Some people fast half day, some people take fruits. The idea is that if I'm on a fruit of kind of a fast, but I'm only eating fruits on Ekadasi, like my husband does that, for half a day, then at that time you should not say, now I want to have my bread and jam. Whatever time that you're doing your austerity, stick to it and be realistic. If you want to do half a day, can do only half a day because of the body, just do half a day because of the body, like that. Okay, and it should be joyfully performed. I'm doing it for Krishna, given my time, plain place and circumstances, right? What might be very good for one person might be bad for one person. What is amrit for one person becomes poison for another person, right? Depending on where it is and how it is.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is regarding the fast. But you see, when we offer bhoga to the Lord, when I cook, I take it out and put it in a plate and keep it aside, because it is not time of bhoga. Because my husband has the habit of coming and tasting the thing. So I feel, at least I should take out for my God, my Lord, and it is kept separately, and I'm going to offer it to him. Is that okay or no?
No. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because your husband is eating non-prasadam. And eating food which has not been offered to Krishna is like eating sin, right? So the what you can, the best that you can do to your husband is to give him prasadam without forcing him into come to devotional service, do this and do that, read Bhagavad Gita, keep Ekadashi. Prasadam is what Prabhupada used to bring people to devotional service, right?
Yes.
Right? And so either cook around your time, around the offering time. Why cook, ahead of the time? Cook around the offering time. Sometimes, just cook for Krishna. You can just cook for Krishna also, like cook a very small quantity for Krishna and just offer. Because your husband, I don't think is eating the whole thing. He's just in the habit of coming and tasting a little thing here and there.
Tasting
There you
the
go.
thing. You see, he
There you go.
has the habit of putting the finger into
Finger
the
in it.
bowl.
Yes, yes, yeah. So before let him put his finger in prasadam, as the worst case. That's also not good to take prasadam like that, but at least some prasadam will go.
No, after that, Mataji, I'm scared that he will put the finger into it. So that's why I keep it aside. Then I go and offer it to the Lord, and then I mix the whole thing into it, and
I know,
then he
but
has
the
that.
chance is there, right? The chance is there, right? Yeah. Yeah, I know you're going to do that, but the chance is there. So why tempt him, right? Why tempt him? And don't be very rigid about your timing also. Like, it's 11:30 and he has lunch only at 12. If you think, see, again, Krishna is looking at your intentions. The food has to be offered with love and affection, and you are doing it to make somebody else also a devotee, to prevent somebody else from becoming a non-devotee by eating non-offered prasadam, right? So you see, if your intentions are light, Krishna will happily take whatever you're offering. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yema bhaktya prachati.
So yeah, Mataji, to that point, I was going to say that I'm doing that as soon as I cook, I offer it to Krishna, and then I bring it back and mix it. And so sometimes I feel that, I do have set timings for few things like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but then during the whole day kids eat, so whatever I'm making, I just take it and I offer it, and
Absolutely.
without any timings.
Yes, very good. Because we have those who have kids, it becomes even difficult. Yeah, they're out there playing and they come back, they're hungry, and at that time you can't say, hey, wait, I have to cook, and then I have to offer, wait for 20 minutes, because Krishna is having the food. Sometimes I remember once I was in a temple, and in our temple, and there was 2 bus loads of people that Dilip Bhai Patel Prabhu, I'm pretty sure who's on the call here, he had invited 2 bus loads of people who came to our temple, right? And so they came. We said, all right, fine. And they were on a tour. They were going from one temple to another temple to another temple to another temple. So, and you know how delays can happen. So by the time that they came to our temple, we were in the second part. We were in the lecture stage, and we were still preparing the prasadam, the evening bhoga, and it was not yet done. Right. And then we have a busload of people, 2 busloads of people who come. So immediately I had asked my Guruma, and she said, okay, chop vegetables, offer them to Srila Prabhupada. Quick, chop some fruits and offer them to Srila Prabhupada. So as I was kind of just doing it, those people were again leaving the temple. And at that time she said, it's okay. Even if you give them, they have come to the temple, so things in the temple are slightly, it's okay. Even if you just chop them and give it to them, run after them and give it to them like that. So in the emergencies, the rules are different in emergencies. You can put something in front of Prabhupada, just show him. And she said, I asked her, how long do I put it? She said, show it to Prabhupada, take it out. Like that. So the idea again is to give prasadam to people, give prasadam, never lose your chance to give prasadam to people.
It's the conscious that we give it to, right? Sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Mataji, can I ask a quick question? The other day, I missed a couple of classes in between, but the way we were talking about, like you just said, pride is our enemy. So they were talking about 6 enemies, and I could never find out the 6th one, because Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar.
So that's why we have, so that's why we have a WhatsApp group to which you are added, Charu Mataji, right? So if you put the question there on the WhatsApp group, one of these will, one of the members will answer, because anybody wants to tell?
Too many messages.
It is
Mataji, sorry,
Mataji.
too many messages and so many WhatsApp groups. So
Mataji,
you can pin. Hold on, Varshana. Charu, you can pin a WhatsApp group. Okay. Right? If you have got 600 WhatsApp group of which you are a member, you can pin them so that it will always remain on the top of your group, right? And at least one devotional group should be on the top, right? And you can't say that there are so many WhatsApp group, what can I do? I don't read it. No, you have to read it. This is devotional service. Yeah.
There are so many, yes.
No. You have so many, then you have to rethink. Why are you in so many? Are they so important? More important than devotional service? No, at least
they are all devotional services. Most of them, I mean.
So then go and ask this question on none of those. They should be able to answer you. Right? If they're all devotional service, anybody in devotional service will be able to answer.
But we discussed the other day. That's why. Remember? We had it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Mataji, I posted on Facebook on that particular class, and I guess it is on Thursday.
And Madhuri, I had also posted it. It is illusion, which was missing. Anger, greed, lust, envy, desire, and pride, and illusion.
illusion. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Mm. There you go. That's
Sorry
why
for
they
the
say
shortcut. But
that's why they say Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu bevecha. So they are saying kalpataru, right? Kalpataru means desire tree. Devotees are desire trees. If you ask them, you will get. See, you found the answer to your question so quickly by asking them, right? And you would have gotten that 6 days ago if you've gone to Facebook and looked at what Sutapa Mataji posted. So when I'm telling you things, they are not for just like that, right?
so this WhatsApp group is Bhakti Vriksha, San Mateo. Is that it?
Yeah.
And there is another one, Mataji, that you have, which is which one is that? Where you giving timing of every classes and whatnot?
VDA group.
I'm sorry, which one?
VDA group, Madhuri.
Which classes are you talking about? Which classes, timing for which classes?
Which Bhakti Vriksha Bay Area? Is that the one that I go to and look at these things, or another one?
Yeah. See, that is where pinning a group comes in handy, you know, that you can pin a particular group. So nowadays we are broadcasting my classes, or my timings of my classes will be put on the San Mateo Bhakti Vriksha, and we don't repeat it because we don't want noise on the groups, right? Which is your main problem. So we will announce only once, or we'll tell you where to go and find the timing. So can somebody tell me, where will you find the timings, which I have told you many times?
Bhakti
Nitya
Nitya
Sankirtan.
Sankirtan.
Right, you see?
Which
Like
one?
that.
Sorry, there were two people. Sorry, Mataji, which one? Weekly reading?
Nitya Sankirtan group.
I don't have it, Mataji. I'm not on that one.
No, that's not a group, Mataji.
But you said group. You said group just
Which
now.
one? I'm so sorry to ask you, but I must clarify today because I look at it.
No, I'm telling Varshana Mataji that Varshana Mataji, you said you go to Nitya Sankirtan group. So that put her in a completely tangent, right? She's saying, I'm not part of that group. So you tell her what it is. What is Nitya Sankirtan? What is that? Is that a WhatsApp group?
No.
What
No,
is that?
Mataji, it's a site.
Yeah, it's a website, right? So be very clear in what you're telling. Yeah, what instructions should be clear so that people can follow those instructions, right? Yeah. So, okay, one of you can do me a favor. Go to the WhatsApp group where Charu Mataji is, and please post the link to the website from where she can find the timings for all these classes. Charu Mataji, from that website, you can also find the timings for Vaisheshika Prabhu's classes. So if you go to that website, you will be getting two benefits, right? You get to know the times of the
Mataji,
classes.
already Shuesh Prabhu already posted
There
this
you go.
chat
Thank
window.
you so much, Suyash Prabhu.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much.
For
Suyash Prabhu.
Vaisheshika Prabhu, there is another site also on the WhatsApp.
That's what I'm just saying. Why do you want to go to 600 sites when one site is telling you this? This is the same thing which happens to all of us. Instead of just focusing on Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, I want to read this also, I want to read that also, I want to read. Focus, my dear, focus. If you are getting, see, and Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will tell you that what purpose can be served by one reservoir, you know, and then that's a very famous verse from the second chapter, right? If on one side you're going to get both of them, your mind is telling you, no, let's go over there. This is exactly what it says, Mano Rathena Sthit Dhavato Bhayi. The mind will take you to this website, to that website, to that website, to that website.
Yes,
right? Like that.
It does. So this is a site. Thank you very much, Suyash Prabhu.
Yeah.
Nitya Sankirtan is a website. So that's where you want us to go to find the timing and all that stuff?
Yes, to find the timing for both my classes as well as Vaisheshika Prabhu's classes.
Okay. That's the site. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's not a WhatsApp group. It's a site.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. But on the site you can't ask questions, right?
Right. Of course.
Yeah. So if you want to ask questions, then you go to a WhatsApp group and you ask them questions.
I see.
Or for example, if you want something, I want to give you some document or something, I will, ideally, if I want to give you a document, I won't give it to you on the website, on the WhatsApp group also. I will just go and hang it on the website, and I'll tell you that from the website, go and get it from the
I
website,
see.
right?
Got it.
So that you don't have to search, because once you're on a WhatsApp group, you also have to search the WhatsApp group and say, when did she send it? 6 months ago, 1 year ago, and now 1 year ago messages are all gone from WhatsApp. You change your cell phone, so your WhatsApp is gone. Now you come and say, I deleted all my messages, like that, right? So these things happen to all of us. So that's why we have a website, which, thankfully, Manasi Mataji and Suyas Prabhu are helping me maintain that website, right? So they are doing some hard work, putting things there. So make use of that hard work that somebody's doing, right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope you get settled in the infrastructure, because you need infrastructure, right?
Yeah.
Devotional service is not something that it's not a come and go kind of thing. You have to be scientific about devotional service. It is a science, and also you have to be organized. You cannot be all over the place like that.
That's true, Mataji. But this sixth one, that I mean, I'll post it over there. The question that,
Yeah.
where is it
Yeah.
written in our Gita? The sixth one of the illusion.
Yes.
Is it written
Do
somewhere in
that
the Gita?
exercise.
Huh?
You said you will ask that question later.
Okay, I'll ask them
that
over
question
there.
later.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like this sneaking in. In the question, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll ask.
You
But
have to
I'll
be honest
search
with the
myself
communication
first,
on
and I'll do my homework first, and then
that.
ask.
Yeah, I
All
want
right.
you to do the homework. Yes,
Thank you,
yes.
Mataji.
And and I have to tell you this, that Charu Mataji, you have come a long way. Do you remember 1 month ago you were saying it's impossible to attend 6:30 in the morning classes. And
Yes.
now at 6:30 in the morning, you're bright and awake and you're asking questions.
Somehow, some way,
Yeah.
like
So
you said, somebody.
don't let technology bog you down, or things bog you down, or I've got too many WhatsApp groups and I can't read this and I can't read that. You can,
Mhm.
you can, because the thing this is the mental block that Arjuna is facing, right? I can't do this, I can't do that, right? And Maya has pleasure. Every time a devotee says, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, it's a victory for Maya,
Mhm.
right?
Right. Thank you.
Okay, so what else does Suyas Prabhu have for us? Do you have the Vigyapti Panchika prayers?
Yes, Mataji, I have.
Okay, good. So while you're bringing those up, and if you can do that, that'll be great. I'd like to welcome those who have joined us in the call, including Dilip Bhai Patel Prabhu, Hemlata Mataji, Neha Mataji, Vidya Vadhu Mataji, Namazya Mataji, Vinukoli Mataji, Megha Joshi Mataji, Atulya Bhakti, and Madan Mohan Prabhu, Madan Ahluwalia Prabhu also Raja for us. So welcome. Thank you for joining the call, and thank you to Rohit, who just now joined us again.
Mataji, can you enable sharing?
Oh, I have to enable that sharing for you. Sorry, for security purposes, I have to switch it off. And there we go. Okay. Om Ajnanatimarandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahganang Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahganang Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Scha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapt Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Matsamo nasti papatma na paradhi cha kaschana parihare pilajjame kim bhruve purushottama. Yuvatinam yatha yuni yunam cha yuvato yatha manobhi ramate tadvan mano me ramatam tvayi. Bhumao skhalita padanam bhumirevavalambanam त्वयि जातापराधानां त्वमेवा शरणं प्रभो. गोविन्दा वल्लभे राधे प्रार्थये त्वामहं सदा. त्वदीयमिति जानातु गोविन्दा मां त्वया सह. राधे वृन्दावनाधीशे करुणामृतवाहिनी कृपया निजपादाब्जा Dasyam Mahyam Pradiyatam. Okay, Suyash Prabhu, and do you have the reading order for us to note down?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Reading order
Mataji.
is Priti Radhika Mataji, Priyanka Mataji, Sutapa Mataji, Divyangi Mataji, Ishwari Radhika Mataji, Khyati Mataji, Nirul Prabhu, Suruchi Mataji, Suyash, Manasi, Charu Mataji, Varshana Mataji, Shraddha Mataji.
All right. Okay, so let's get going with Priti Radhika. Is the
Yes.
first?
I will share the verse, Mataji.
The translation. Translation of Vigyapti Panchaka.
O Purushottama, no sinner or offender is as bad as I am. How can I describe my shame? Shame, just as the minds of young ladies take pleasure in young men, and the minds of young men take pleasure in a young woman, kindly let my mind take pleasure in you alone. Just as the ground is the only support for those whose feet have slipped, you alone are the only shelter for those who have offended you.
O Srimati Radharani, beloved of Lord Govinda, this is my request. May you and Lord Govinda consider me one of your assistants.
O Srimati Radharani, O Queen of Vrindavana, you are a river flowing with the nectar of mercy. Please be kind to me and give me a little service at the lotus feet.
Hari Bol. Okay, so now comes the happy part of the day when we share our reflections on these Vigyapti Panchaka prayers. So what do we have there?
Samo Nasti Papatma. I am the most sinner.
You're the most sinful? Okay, good.
Govinda Rati Prathaye Tamaham Sada.
Very nice. Okay, I think somebody else was also saying something. Trying to.
Govindo Mam Tvaya Saha. Govinda,
Govindo Mam Tvam Saha. Okay.
your assistant.
Tvameva Sharanam Prabhu.
Tvameva Sharanam Prabhu. And then on the Facebook, we have Kripya Nidapadabja by Shraddha devi Dasi. Okay. What else?
Kim Dhruve Purushottama.
Kim Dhruve Purushottama. Okay, good.
Radhe Vrindavane Dishe.
Radha Vindavana Dishe. Okay. And you can also share from the English part. It's not necessary that you just do the Sanskrit, right? Because English gives you the meaning.
Let
Anybody?
my mind take pleasure in you alone.
There you go. Charu Mataji got it right. Let my mind take pleasure in you alone. And if your mind gets into taking pleasure, then we will stop doing, what my friend was doing, because the pleasure was not in Krishna, the pleasure was in the potato chips, like that, right? So if that is the focus, then we are safe. Please offer me little service is what Atulya, what Achyuta Radhe Mataji wants. And that's very good.
You are the only shelter.
You are the only shelter. Yes. Yes. That's a good conclusion, right? Yeah, only shelter. What else?
Mataji, question. Oh,
Yes.
sorry. Go ahead, please.
Go ahead.
Go
Ask the
ahead,
question.
Mataji.
Okay.
The question is this, Mataji, that this prayer we, of course, we do this every day and listen to it, everybody together. But every time we take reflection of those 5 verses, and we read every day, and mostly we have the same thing. So just the question is that we are discovering new things into this. Is that like every day we want to discover out of this something brand new, or same thing, or repeating? Is that the reason for repetition, to get there, or what is it? I'm just
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah. We
Sorry.
want to, yes, very good question. We want to be, and I'll address that question. Let's just hear Kathy Matthew's reflection also, because it might get lost in my monologue that will follow.
No, Mataji, I was just
Somebody
saying,
was trying to say something.
yeah. I was just trying to say, river of nectar of mercy.
River of the nectar of mercy. Yeah. So now back to Charu Mataji's question, that we, with these prayers, there's this particular mood in this prayer, right? What is the mood of the person who's praying? Why are we doing those prayers?
We want to focus in Krishna.
We want to focus on Krishna. Yeah.
We are surrendering.
Submissiveness, my Prabhu says.
We are bringing submissiveness. Neeral Prabhu is saying submissiveness. We are trying to show our submissiveness or humility, right? We are actually, Charu Mataji, through these Vigyapti is opening your heart, right? We are opening our heart to Krishna, and we are telling him whatever is there inside. Although he knows he's there sitting in the heart as the super soul, he knows what is there, but it's about acknowledging it, right? Sometimes we know what it is and then we won't acknowledge. We'll just keep quiet. We'll hide it. So the first thing that we have to do is come up with the openness in our relationship with Krishna. So I'm like, I'm just telling you like that. For example, in a real life, a boy meets a girl in a bar, right? And they hit it off nicely. And then before they want to take the relationship to the next level, the girl says, hey, wait a minute, let me tell you about my past life, right? Or the boy says, let me tell you about this. I have been to jail before. Do you really want to carry on your relationship with me? Like that. So what they're doing is they're opening and laying out the facts on the table. They're opening their heart and being very honest about it, because there's a relationship that you want to form. So it starts with opening the heart. And so why do we do it every day? Because we have to remind ourselves every day, because Maya is very strong. We will get over it, right? And it is good to see and also hear how things strike other people. And by repetition, those things will get etched in our memory. When you repeat something and you are getting in touch with it again and again, it will start affecting the psyche. It will start affecting our thought process. For example, if every day in the morning, Charu Mataji, you come here and every day you hear, Varshana Mataji say that, Dasyam Mahyam Pradiyatam, you'll just say like, oh, she wants to become a servant of the Lord. Oh, for me, up until now, Lord was only an order provider, order fulfiller. I would just ask, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Oh, look at that. Oh, this is what she found. Or look at Khyati, she's saying, Matsamo nasti papatma. Oh, look at her mood, like that. And then you will start looking at it. And so every day, that is how we repeat it. And yes, some days you will find something new that you're not seeing in the prayer. Some days it will be a repetition, so it will help to reinforce the concept into you, like that. And of course, one of the things that I had said, and you were not there, Charu Mataji, so I'm just going to repeat that, was don't try to conquer. Never try to conquer verses, and never try to conquer a chapter of Bhagavad Gita or a shloka. Never go to these things with that mood, right? The mood should be of a prayer. Like you want to memorize a sloka, if that is the intention, you want to do that, then first we have to be clear about why we have that intention. Do we want to show off that I'm a Sanskrit scholar, or I want to memorize a shloka because these are words of Krishna and I want to recite the words of Krishna all the time, so it's better I memorize them, right? So first is to find the intention. And once you have formed the intention, your sankalpa, then the second thing for you to do is that pray to the shloka itself, right? So we are more accustomed to that. I pray to a deity in front of me, and like that, right? But these prayers of the Krishna, and Krishna is absolute. So on an absolute term, on the absolute realm, there's no difference between Krishna and Krishna's name. which is not so in the material world. And so what we mean is that in the material world, there is the substance water, and then there is the name water. So if there's a substance, if you're thirsty, and I say, okay, just say water, water, water 60 times, Charu Mataji, and your thirst will go away. It's not going to happen. For your thirst to go away, you really need the water. Okay, but in the spiritual realm, it's not like that. The name and Krishna's name and Krishna, the body, are non-different, the same. Now, it's very difficult to comprehend what does it mean, to understand what it means with our faculties, our brains, which are made of material, right? So we just hear them, and then with faith, we understand that if our acharyas are saying that, there must be some truth in it. Right? So that's why when we sit down and we chant the names of the Lord is actually dancing on our tongues. On our tongue, he's there, because there's no difference between Krishna's name and Krishna. And then the Nam Ashtakam actually goes ahead even further. And he says that, Yad Api Anarad. So he says that, if somebody even takes your name with, with doing some aparads, then you are Krishna, you are merciful, but even more merciful than you, Krishna. First, they say there's no difference between Krishna, you, and your name. And then they go ahead, and Rupa Goswami just qualifies that a little bit more. And for our benefit, he says that oh Krishna, there's no difference between you and a name, but your name is even more merciful than you are. Because if I commit mistakes to you, I commit aparats to you, offenses to you, then, you will get angry. But your name is powerful. It's so powerful and so merciful that, even if I make offenses, it'll continue to forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. So you see how the way we approach these things, there's no difference between name and name. There's no difference between what Krishna spoke and what Krishna is. And that is why when the book Bhagavad Gita is there, right, in front of you, then we are cognizant of the fact that these are words of Krishna, and that's why we will revere them all the time. Bhagavad Gita, like that. Right? Because some intellectuals will tell you that, it doesn't matter, you can kick the Bhagavad Gita. Because what is it? It's paper. Right? Toilet paper is also paper, and this is also paper. But why does the Bhagavad Gita become pujaniya to me? Right? Because I think that this is Krishna. I revere it because this is Krishna. Now, the intellectuals might come and tell you that, don't bother about that. What is really reverential is the contents inside the Bhagavad Gita. It's a very different mood, way of thinking. We don't think like that. We see Krishna and his paraphernalia are non-different. So when you come to these prayers, we should be in a prayerful mood. When you're trying to memorize verses, we should be in a prayerful mood to the verses. If you want this, and we all want to be able to memorize this prayer. And one of the things that we decided in the beginning is that we will not go and actively try to memorize the Vigyapti Panchaka prayers. We will just pray it and recite it in a prayerful mood to Krishna, and look at what I'm taking away from it, and this way it'll get etched. And as you can see, every day Varshana Mataji sings a line from that verse when I ask for the reflection. Why? Because it's going into a memory, and I'm sure it's getting into other people's memories as well. I was talking to Khyati Mataji, and she said she has memorized it as well. So that's
Sorry.
And because we sing it, right, Charu Mataji, because we sing it, then when things are sung, they have a rhyme and a rhythm to it, it becomes easier for others to memorize it. That's why when kids go to kindergarten, right, they go to nursery school, even if they have to teach them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right, they sing it and they learn it like that, because when you have a rhythm, it becomes easy.
One more thing comes in my mind when you said that, of course, we hear that all the time, then Krishna and the name is the same thing. And by praying that, we are kind of getting into the mood and everything.
Yeah.
So thinking that in material world, when we call somebody or somebody calls us, we think like, oh, there was a telepathy. I was thinking of you to call you. And that person also tells you that, oh, I was also thinking. So similarly here, when I'm able to relate with the material world to the spiritual realm, that when I think of Krishna, maybe Krishna can think of me, and I can simply connect more faster than many other ways.
Yes.
And also, I thought where devotees share their reflection, you have that awe and the reverence, right? Like I really like what Varshana Mataji used to share for the first time. Please let me be your assistant. So like hearing from other devotees what they think, you also come into that mood. So that is really helpful, that I found in this prayers.
Exactly. Matchitta madgata prana bodhayantas parasparam kathayantas tamam nityam tushyanti tarmanti cha. That is why devotee association. And what do devotees do? What are you doing since morning, an hour almost, right? We are just discussing Krishna and his poetry and, the rules and regulations, the special day, Ekadasi, that's so, dear to Krishna, like that. Yeah. So that is why devotee association is why are people just, people are now reached that stage that, I want to go into the temple. I want to go to the temple. I'm missing devotee association. Like that. And I still remember I had gone to India in January, and I was entire February I was in India. And then when I came back to the temple, it was March. It was Gaura Purnima that I went there. And so one of my god sisters saw me, and she rushed with her open arms. And I was like, no, 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 no. You cannot do that. It is coronavirus. And she was like, no. Like that. This is devotee. They miss devotee association. And they would like to run and go wherever they are. And thanks to Zoom, we are still able to have the devotee association in these days. And as you can see, that things have become worse, right? Now we have night curfew and things like that. You can't go out, right? In some of the cities. I don't know, Charu Mataji, if you're aware of that.
Yes, I am. I was actually out during the day all day, but yesterday. But at night, I was on 580, and oh my God, this was pretty bad.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
So this is the material energy, right? Right when we were all thinking that, okay, now the heat has come, the temperatures have gone up, maybe the 2 days were extreme heat here in California, and and people were saying, okay, the coronavirus will die, and the offices and things were slowly opening up, and some states had opened up like that, and then comes this. This, my dear, is material world. And so we have to be.
That shows the power of one man, right? Like one man's action, how it influenced the entire world.
Isn't it? I remember, I remember once, I should not laugh at this, but many years ago, there was this, a lady was jilted by her boyfriend. He went for somebody else, and in Colorado, and she was angry. And so there were some letters that were exchanged, love letters that were exchanged. She said, I'm going to burn all those letters. So she went to she went outside and she burned them. And that caught fire. And whole of Colorado was under fire. There was billions of dollars of loss because of one person. But then there is a other aspect of it also, that if one person can do a bad thing, one person can also set a wave of goodness.
Yeah.
And imagine that if each one of you start setting a wave of goodness, so each one do your own little thing in your own place.
It is the power of Krishna, spreading Krishna consciousness.
Yes,
right?
one person
what
came.
Prabhupada did.
Yes, exactly. One person did it. It is possible. You can do it. So never start with, I cannot be done. Yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. That's what Arjuna is doing. Now, starting to do that. Right? The yes, but thing. Yeah. So Maya is very strong, very, very strong. Any steps that you try to take towards Krishna, she'll try to pull you back. And it is her thankless job. It's not that Maya is a devotee of the Lord. It's not that, she really wants to give you trouble. She's just trying to see that, what, when you try to go to a different country, they check your background, right? They check your eligibility, they check your papers, they check your passport, they check everything. And now here, we are trying to go to Golok Vrindavan. Shouldn't somebody check us? Right? So they are checking, testing you. Maya is testing you.
This is very nice, Mataji.
Yeah, no, but this is a fact.
And sometimes, and we know it, and Mataji, we understand and we know it, but we cannot resist Maya.
I know, yes.
There is no way.
Yes, you said it so rightly. Yeah. And that is the helplessness. And then that is the helplessness we are saying. Bhume uskalita padanam, bhume reva malam. Like, what do I do? If I fall down, I'm standing on the ground, I do some offense, I fall down, but you are there to catch me. I am doing offenses against you. Like, for example, I can kill somebody and I can run to the lawyer and say, you save me. But here the situation is that, after I kill somebody, I have to go to that same person and say, you save me. How is that possible? But in the Krishna's world, it is possible. Like that. I'm doing offenses against Krishna and I'm saying, Krishna, you save me. And so now you can see how merciful Krishna is. Right? And Krishna's energy, Radharani. Karunamrita Vahini. You are a river of mercy. And so we are praying. So the problem is that we are so egoistic. We are so full of ourselves. We believe so much in our material qualifications that we don't need God. Mm-hmm. And so once in a while, then Maya, his dutiful assistant, that's how Vyasadeva saw her, right? When he was meditating before writing the Srimad Bhagavatam, he sees Krishna and he sees Maya behind Krishna and under full control of the Lord. That's how he sees her. And so Maya is a very dutiful servant. So every now and then we get slapped on the face by Maya. Look at this, the incidents, look at this. This is the material world. Do we want to stay here? I mean, just what happened over this weekend should be enough to strengthen our desire to go back to Godhead. We have no business here in this material world.
That's true.
Right?
Yes.
But we won't do that. And then that story and that picture that Vaishana Mataji shared with me, which triggered me to give a lecture on happiness and what you're trying to find as happiness in this world. It's like you are stung, you have put your head in a beehive and the bees are stinging you all over the body. And once in a while, a little drop of honey falls on your tongue and you say, this is the best honey I have ever tasted. Mm-hmm. Right? So every now and then Maya will drop a few drops of honey on her tongue and we lap it up and like, this is good. I think it's worth staying here. And then we get another slap on our face and like, Krishna. And then after some time, again, we forget, again, we go there. This back and forth happens. And so it will happen in the beginning because you are doing a practical, you're practicing devotional service. And this is Yadihi Bhakti. What we have not achieved is nishtha, steadiness in devotional service. Once you get that steadiness, that nishtha in devotional service, then nobody and nothing and no incidents and no movements, hunger or thirst or sleep can move you away from devotional service. Right? So then there is no thing like I can't get up in the morning. Krishna likes it. Mm-hmm. If we get up in the morning. So we'll start doing it for Krishna, and slowly that love will come. That love for Krishna will come, which is Prema Pumartha Mahan, is the purpose of our life. The goal of our life is to achieve Krishna.
Mataji, at this moment, I'm coming here for you only. Krishna comes next in my life. Believe me, this class is so good and devotees are so good that it's worth it.
Yeah, but then why do you like me? And to go into the root cause of it. Why do I like it? Am I telling you that what color of sari you should wear? What is the dress in the vogue? How to look younger? What makeup to put? No, you like me because I am talking about Krishna, whom you like.
Yeah.
Right? And I want you to know that you are designed, Charu Mataji, you are a soul. And souls love Krishna. Right? We love ourselves, right? We love our faces. We go and look into the mirror. There's nobody more beautiful in the world than what you see there. Right? We love ourselves so much. And then, so if we love ourselves, we love our soul also. We love ourselves so much, I can tell you that if there's a tsunami and if the mother is holding a child's hand, sometimes the wave comes. If the mother has to save herself, she has to let go of the child's hand because we love ourselves. Right? So if we love ourselves so much, we love the soul so much, you can imagine how much we will love the soul of the soul. Right? The soul of the soul is the super soul. Right? So how much do we love him? So you love him. It's a dormant love. The bhakti just brings out the dormant love. It's not something that, Charu, it will come from outside to you. It's already there. You just have to remove the layers which are covering you.
You are taking us closer to Krishna.
Yes, and I happen to be his instrument. Yeah, in those ways, yes, it is nice. And then that's why, and all these who are talking, I'm not the only one who talks, I talk the most. But everybody talks in the class, and all of them are instruments. And sometimes, something Kathy might say, or like just now Kathy said that Varshana was the instrument for her, right, for about the service attitude. You see, so these things, yeah. So that's why devotee association, out of the 5 limbs of devotion, 64 limbs of devotional service, 5 are extremely important. What are those 5? One is devotee association. What else is there?
Reading Srimad Bhagavatam.
Reading Srimad Bhagavatam.
Staying in a holy place.
Staying in a holy place.
Bhajan, Kirtanam. Bhajanam means Kirtanam.
Chanting the holy name.
Chanting and listening the Krishna Katha.
Listening to Srimad Bhagavatam. Living in a holy place. Chanting, right? Like that. So,
devotee worship.
Huh? Deity
worship.
Yes, deity worship. So association with devotee is very important. If you don't have association of devotee, then we are nowhere. And in the famous story of Gajendra, right? Gajendra was an elephant, and his foot was caught by a crocodile, and the war went on for thousands of years, right? At least 1,000 or 10,000, I don't remember, but that's the sorry, there was a message here. I got distracted. So then he remembered. So Gajendra was actually in the Dimna in his previous birth, and he had offended, and that's why he had a elephant body, and he was having a fun time. He was a king of the elephants. So he had a herd of female elephants. They all decided to have a swim in one of the rivers, in one of the lakes, which looked very beautiful. And then he steps inside the lake, and his foot is caught by a crocodile. And then they start fighting, and elephant is fighting in the water where he's not the most powerful, right? And crocodile is the most powerful there. So the war goes on for so many years. And then finally he remembers the prayers. And as soon as he remembers the prayers he was doing in his previous birth, he plucks a little flower and then he offers it to the Lord, right? And the Lord sees that my devotee is praying for me. He immediately comes on his Garuda with his Sudarshan Chakra. And with one swing of the Sudarshan Chakra, he cuts off the neck of the crocodile. So as soon as the crocodile is dead, the hold that crocodile had on the leg, gets loosened. And now comes the question that Gajendra, we understand, he was in the Dimna, he was a devotee of the Lord, he was praying, and so Krishna came, right? Then he will go back to Godhead. Now, what about the crocodile? Don't we say that if you get killed by Krishna, then you also get liberation? So what did the crocodile, who was actually who in his previous birth, what did the crocodile do to deserve this?
He was I guess, disturbing a sage who was praying in the water. He went and pulled his leg or something, or dhoti or something like that. And he was cursed.
I'm talking about what did the crocodile do to deserve such a good treatment that he gets liberated? What was he doing?
He remembered Krishna in his previous birth, that he was a devotee, and then he remembered. So
no, that is Gajendra. That is Gajendra the elephant. I'm talking
he
about
was
the
in
crocodile.
association. Crocodile was in association of the devotee, right? Gajendra.
There you go. Yes. And in which way was he in association? He was holding on to the lotus feet of a devotee.
Yeah.
So you see how powerful. That's why they say, and I think you were saying that, or who was telling me? I think Kathy, you were telling me, Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu, Bhajana Anukula. That's why they say that give me the dust of your lotus feet. That's dust of your lotus feet of a pure devotee. That's why we want that, right? So that is why association of devotees is also very, very, very important. And then I'm just looking at some more feedback that has come. So please offer me little service is what Achyuta Radhe had said. Kindly let my mind take pleasure in you alone is what Vinu Koli Mataji says. And welcome Prasad Velamuri Prabhu. My mind is what Neha again says. Dolly Bharuch is saying she's happy that she's here in the class. And then Raja Prabhu says that we need to focus on the message and not the messenger. We need to focus on final application and practice rather than getting lost in the enjoyment of Sangha of people I know or I feel comfortable with. Wow, yes, that's very powerful. That's very powerful. And he's saying that we need to get the sangha of the people, of devotees, rather than getting lost in the enjoyment of sangha of people I know or I feel comfortable with. So in the beginning, it's very difficult to leave the comfort of what we know and what we have been habitual of doing. And Maya is very strong. Maya will keep on telling you. And the comfort starts not only from the people. The comfort of the pillow is the most difficult thing to give. The comfort of the comforter. It's called comforter here. It's called quilt in other parts of the world, but comforter. It comforts you. It gives you it gives you warmth, but it's a false sense of warmth. The real warmth comes from Krishna Katha. And so that comfort, we have to step out of the comfort zone, but don't try to jump out of it because you might fall flat on the face. Try to small baby steps at a time. Small daily increments, SDI, small daily increments is what you should aim for. And one day you will do it.
So Mataji, regarding this, I have question that, I mean, sometimes we're not leaving our previous friends, not because we just want to enjoy with them and we are just comfortable, but because we don't want to hurt their feelings when, so I mean, even if I'm enjoying the company of devotees and this is my goal, still I'm not able to let my old friends go, just not for myself, but because I don't want to hurt their feelings, and also give them an impression that if you become friends with devotee, you have to leave your old friends. Like, that sentiment is there, and sometimes I feel myself entangled very strongly in that.
Yes. So here's the thing. Then we have to go back and understand the meaning of association. Association means that I go with you to the bar, Priyanka, right? I'm associating with you. I go to the bar and we both order drinks, right? You have one drink, I have one drink. And then we say, what should we get next? Should we get a martinelli or whatever or martini, or whatever those names are? And yes, let's go for this. Or let's try something stronger. What do you say about this? So each one of is, doing something. Or maybe I was not even drinking, but I go with you to the bar and you say, hey, this is good. Want to try it? And I say, yes, I want to try it. That is association, where you are meeting in the mind and you are following and imbibing whatever that other person is doing. That is called association. For example, I have gone to many parties where alcohol was being served, but because I was working, I had to go because of social obligation at the workplace. But I did not drink. It's okay to say that I'm a teetotaler. I don't drink.
Right.
So association means that you are imbibing that quality. So now why you are still associating with your old friends is not because of, you want to not have the fun and all that. You can still be there. There are so many places where, in romantic literature and all that, they talk about, the heroine has been jilted and then she goes to a party and then she says, oh, there were 100 people there, but I was still alone. Why? Because she's not associating. Her mind is still on the old person. She's still thinking about the lover who jilted her, like that, right? So association is when you are doing the same thing. And devotees, we associate. Vaisheshika Prabhu goes to the bar to distribute books, right? Is he associating with them? Not at the alcoholic level. He's associating on a spiritual level.
I have one thought to share with Priyanka Mataji, because I also came across, like just you mentioned, and it's a similar thing we are talking. Like I have some friends and clients and everybody. So now that I have been learning Casey, Krishna consciousness, I tell them about my learning here more than they talk. So I tell them, hey, look, come here, come look at this. You will find more pleasure or more happiness than that. That includes my children and my friends, past friends, several years old friends. I tell them that this is the everlasting one. That one is a temporary. I am learning. Come learn. Here is the book. and your voice, my voice, that I make it so strong that our friendship, right? We were on the same level. They trusted you, you trusted them for whatever you were doing. So now we can bring them on this side. So who's powerful is what we need to make ourselves, I think, more powerful, that they come here. Come, look, learn. At least put the seed in their head so that grows later on, and give them Gita, I would say. Right?
Right.
Yes,
That's my thought. I've been experiencing recently, Mataji. I can't believe this, that I was just talking to some friends couple days ago only, and I thought, well, these are my good friends. And we used to drink before, like 20 years ago together, but whatever, but now every decade is different, time is different. People are experiencing so bad things out there. This is the time where we are getting something good, where we can go somewhere else versus they are going to go to somewhere else. So take them with us where we should be going. That's our friendship. And they should count on you. And our voice should be really strong, coming from Krishna to them.
Thank you, Mataji.
The deeper the materialistic friends are in trouble, the more they will have a tendency to listen to you. In the beginning, it might be difficult for you to even tell them about Bhagavad Gita. So that is why we have miseries in this material world. So as I had mentioned some time ago, that God speaks to you in several ways. God speaks to you, one, through the scripture. It's a very different, subtle kind of a speaking, because you have to read the scripture to be able to listen to what God is saying. But that scripture is there. Then the second place is that God talks to you as your voice of conscience. So either you read the scriptures and lead a good life because good things are written in the scriptures, or you listen to the voice of conscience which is guiding you, and then you lead a good life. Or if you're not listening to these things, then Krishna speaks to you through the loudspeaker of misery. And then we listen. So choice is completely ours. He gave us the manual of life, Bhagavad Gita. Follow this and live a perfect life. If you don't, if we don't, then this is what's going to happen.
I would like to add to that you said that sometimes Krishna talks to us through misery. So my sister-in-law is visiting from Bay Area, my husband's sister, real sister, and she's been struggling with insomnia for a long time, stress and insomnia. Tried different things. Nothing works. So doctor said, like, try yoga and meditation. Till now, they looked at me like as somebody who's going through a fever of vegetarianism and following Krishna consciousness. It'll be over. And now I can see that surrender. Like, can you give me what you have? Because Giriraj Maharaj had said that one of his recent lecture, that the only way to truly preach to your relatives and your immediate family members is to stay happy and deal with them nicely. And I was like, as I progressed in my devotional service, my tolerance increased, my patience increased. So my dealings with the people just naturally got better. So I was unconsciously just doing these two things. So I saw that this time she's chanted. I never thought she will chant, but she's like, after I finish my rounds in early morning or like that. And so I sit with her and she wants to do rounds with me. And I'm like amazed. So then I was thinking that, yes, miseries come to teach us something. We can pray that, please, Krishna, expedite our misery so that we can learn faster. So yeah, she's been chanting for the last 5 days.
There you go. And yeah. What else to say after that?
Like you see, Mataji, Hare Krishna, like Queen Kunti, you see, when Lord Krishna was going, she literally prayed him that you please give me the misery.
Yes, Vipra sadhu yat sattva tatra jagat guru bhavato badarshanat yat syat apunar bhavadarsanam. Because when we have misery, then only do we see you. Thank you so much for reminding us about Kunti's prayers, which are fantastic prayers in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And by the way, yeah, going back to Priti Radhika's situation, on, you know, Vaisheshika Prabhu often quotes, I think it was Saint Francis of Assisi, if I got the name correct. Saint Francis of Assisi used to tell the people, like, you know, the disciples or whoever they are in his the preachers, he used to say that you should preach 24 hours a day. You should preach 24 hours a day, and sometimes you should speak.
Can you explain a little bit, Mataji, on this?
He's saying you should preach 24 hours a day, and sometimes you should speak. And what he's saying is that your actions should speak louder than your words.
Yeah.
Right? It is her actions. It is Preeti Radhika's behavior with her that I am a devotee. I'm following. I see you now as a soul, and I have compassion for you. So, even if you try to mess up with me, I'm not going to respond back to you in the same coin. My behavior will be different. I'll be more tolerant. I'll be more patient. I'll be more friendly. That's why Bhagavad Gita gives a list of properties and qualities of a devotee.
Another thing I would like to add, Ma, is that on the same lecture I had asked Maharaj a question, and he said that about misery, like, devotees also go through hard times and sufferings and all that. And which I had asked you too, the same question in a few lectures back, that what if somebody in the family makes a comment, snide remark like, oh, isn't your Krishna taking care of you? So Maharaj replied, there is a difference between a suffering of a devotee and a non-devotee. Just like a tigress carries a cub or a cat carries a kitten, when she carries a kitten, it's a totally different carrying, and the kitten doesn't get hurt. But if it's carrying a mouse, it's a totally different thing.
Exactly.
So, yeah, so we should take miseries as, or sufferings as like, oh, there's something bigger and better coming spiritually.
Yes, and there's a lesson for me to learn, so I have to learn it fast.
Thank you, Preeti Mataji.
So I think I have a meeting at 8 o'clock where I need to go to. So we have exactly 13 minutes. And I think we will be able to read the chapter of Bhagavad Gita, right? That we do? Should we do that?
Yes, please.
We can continue the discussions tomorrow because we have, so one of the things about devotional service is also you set small goals and you achieve them. And I think it's achievable for us to do the half a chapter of Bhagavad Gita that we are doing, right? Okay. All right. So Suyash Prabhu, is he still there with us or is he gone to office now?
We are there, Pranadaji.
Okay, can you share? Okay, yeah, he's already sharing. Wow, you're 6 steps ahead. Very good, thank you. Who goes in next? Who was reading? Do you remember? Who read the last translation?
Divyangi Mataji.
Okay.
Divyangi Mataji.
Divyangi, do you all remember your positions in the reading order?
Yes, Mataji.
I can repeat reading order. First, Priti Radhika Mataji, Priyanka Mataji, Suttapa Mataji, Divyangi Mataji, Ishwari Radhika Mataji, Khyati Mataji, Niral Prabhu, Suruchi Mataji, Suyash Mansi, Charo Mataji, Varshana Mataji, Shraddha Mataji.
All right.
Now, Ishwari Radhika Mataji to start with. Mataji, you might be reading on mute. Oh, Ishwari Radhika Mataji is no more connected. Sorry.
Okay.
Khyati Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu, I will read. Chapter 2, Contents of the Gita summarized. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, Krishna spoke the following words. Text 2. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planet, but to infamy.
Is Niral Prabhu with you, Khyati Mataji?
Oh, sorry, no, Niral Prabhu is not with me. So next person can do it.
O son of Pritha, do not yield to this degrading impotence. It does not become you. Give up such pretty weakness of heart and rise. O chastiser of the enemy. Text 4. Arjuna said, O killer of the enemies, O killer of Madhu, how can I counterattack with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship?
It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gains, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted with blood. Nor do we know which is better, conquering them or being conquered by them. If we kill the sons of Dhritarashtra, we should not care to live. Yet they are now standing before us on the battlefield.
Now I'm confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of my miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven.
Charu Mataji.
Hare Krishna, text 9. Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. Text 10, O descendant of Bharata, at this time Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna.
Text 11. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Text 12. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these things, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Hare Krishna.
As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception in the shrine of Bharata, and one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed.
O best among men, Arjuna, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. Those who are seers of the truth have concluded that of the non-existent, Prabhu, can you move it up? Of the non-existent, the material body, there is no endurance, and of the eternal, the soul, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both.
The material body of the indestructible, immeasurable, sorry, yeah. Text 17. That which pervades the entire body know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable, immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end. Therefore, fight, O descendant of Bharata.
Neither he who thinks the living entity the slayer, nor he who thinks it slain is in knowledge. For the self slays not nor is slain. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He has not come into being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existent, and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain.
Khati Mataji.
Divyangi Mataji is not there.
I don't know whether she's in the East Coast, must have gone.
Okay, yeah. So I need to read from text 21, right?
Yes, 21.
Okay, yeah.
Always start with the odd number.
O Partha, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? As a person puts on new garments, giving up the old ones, The soul similarly accepts the new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones.
The soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon, nor burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by the wind. The individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble, and can be neither burned out nor dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same.
It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable, and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you will still have no reason to lament, O mighty arm.
One who has taken his birth is sure to die, and after death, one is sure to take birth again. Therefore, in the unavoidable discharge of your duty, you should not lament. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So, what need is there for lamentation?
Text 29. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. O descent of Bharata, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, you need not grieve for any living being.
Text 31. Considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles, and so there is no need for hesitation. Text 32. O Partha, O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas. Happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come unsought, opening for them the doors of the heavenly planets. Hare Krishna.
If, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. People will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death.
The great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus they will consider you insignificant. Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you?
O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with the determination and fight. Do thou fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sin.
So that,
Mataji, should we read text 39 only?
yeah, how did we come to that stage? No, that's fine. Yeah, we have been doing even. That's fine. Can we just really quickly, because I have a minute before I have to leave, can we quickly go to verse number 29? I wanted to point out something. Yeah. So this one, which Charu Mataji had read. No, you don't have to go deep inside it. That's fine. So it says, some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Right? So you notice here, it's a language. The Hindi language is calling the soul as him. Right? If you go to Sanskrit Hindi language, what do you call Atma?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you, Atma you address as him or her?
Her.
Her.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Atma jati, Atma se uti, Atma aayi, Atma chali gayi. Atma dikhai di. Right? So we say we Atma came, Atma left, we saw the Atma like that. And which is the true identity of the Atma, that all souls are
Her.
female. Yeah.
Male gender.
Yeah. I don't know why. Siri got activated on the phone. Yeah. I just wanted to bring your attention to that, right? The language.
Mother, Yeah, this difference is because of the language, but it is a bit confusing. Those who don't know Hindi, they will consider it as him only, no?
Yes, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was just glorifying. I was just glorifying the Sanskrit language.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much for such a wonderful, wonderful discussion that we had. And we will continue with our reading of, I think it was verse number 4 that we were trying to do, right? We are doing, and that's fine. We will continue. This was also important for us to find our bearings and how to handle Ekadashi, how to handle our friends, how to handle, non-devotee friends. And by the way, our dear Priyanka Mataji has been distributing Bhagavatam sets over this weekend to her friends. So it comes in handy. It comes in very handy, to know. It comes in very handy because if you are all surrounded by devotees, you
Yeah,
already have a Bhagavatam. How many
right,
Bhagavatam do you give them, right?
right. Yeah, Mataji, that is the whole dilemma, that they are all good people, and it's just I don't want to show them that now I am something better, and that's why. So I
No, no,
just
that's
want
a
to
good mood. It's a
take
good mood.
my time to wean off, and
Exactly.
maybe, like as Charu Mataji said, bring them along.
Bring them along. There you go. She's also doing that, right? Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So sorry, I have to rush out like that. But I really, would have wanted to be here and discussing this endlessly,
And
discussing it endlessly like that. But then there are other things also to work on. Okay. Vanchikalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya patitanam pavnebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And my thanks also to those of you who are watching us on the Facebook. I noticed that we have Jalpa Mataji who joined us, and then Mukesh Oja Prabhu is also there. Danvat pranams to all of you, and we will meet
Hare
again
Krishna.
tomorrow, same time.